It's weird, right? I don't recognize myself when it's like this. It's very strange. I had it done on Friday. Those who watch the Fiber Friends podcast saw it then, and I try to eke it out as long as I can because this is the only time I ever see it straight is when the hairdresser does it, because I cannot do it myself. It looks ridiculous. So I might get 1 or 2 more days out of it, and then when I wash it, you'll recognize me again. So Monday, December the 18th. How did that happen? I can't even believe that it's already the 18th of December. That's gone shockingly fast this month. Holy Hannah banana. So I still have a lot of shopping to do, a lot of preparation to do for next week. I don't have a turkey yet. I have nothing ready to go. So after the next 3 days, these are my last few days of teaching before winter break, and I have quite a bit of paperwork to get through this afternoon, so that's on my list. And then, provided Sarah is feeling better, we are going to go Christmas shopping together on Thursday. I'm going to allow her to stay home from school that day, and we're going to spend the day at the mall. Yeah, I don't know. I do it to myself. I should have done online shopping this year, but you know how you always think you have more time than you do? That's kind of what happened to me, and I sort of got caught up in all of the sewing that I had to do at the beginning of December in order to get all of the orders out in time for people to have their bags by Christmas time, that I neglected to do my own shopping. So I am now paying the price. But Sarah's a real trooper, and I know that she will help me get through our list as quick as we can on Thursday. And then, this weekend coming up, I hope to just relax and enjoy the family and watch a lot of Christmas movies and sit by the fire and drink a lot of coffee and just enjoy ourselves together as a family. And I hope you have some similar plans that you're looking forward to as well. I think it's going to be a good holiday week. John's able to take a whole week off next week. So, I think it's going to be really fun. Can't wait. So, that being said, let's get right to it today, because as I said, I have a lot of paperwork to do this afternoon. I would way rather be here visiting with you, but that's not going to pay my bills. So I better hurry up and get through all of the things that I had to share with you today, because I have a number of things to share with you today, and then I'll get it uploading and do a quick edit job this afternoon while I'm doing the paperwork as well. So, show and tell, that's what I have first, and it's a good one. Now, I should clarify, this is show and tell and still a whip at the same time. Ta-da! I finished that border all the way around yesterday. I did it yesterday. So this is from Nancy's Needle. That is the name of the designer. She's amazing. I love all of her designs, all of her canvas work designs. I love them. And this is called Starry Skies, and it is from her regional quilt series. And as you can see, I still have a little ways to go. So this is the border that I've just completed, and next is a nice easy pearl cotton border, that lighter blue, and then these little stars will take a little bit more time, a little bit more work to do those. But these outer borders, these are so fast. One color, just zip, zip, zip. That'll be really quick all the way around. This inner border took a little extra time because all of those bands are a different thread. So I think there's what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5 repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then back to the dark blue. So these are 5 different threads in here. So this took a little bit longer than canvas work normally takes me, especially when it's like this solid blue color. I'll be able to do that very quickly. And I'm not just saying that. That will actually be really quick. But this silver and these stars will take a fair bit longer. So I was hoping to have this finished by the end of 2017, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. So that's my show and tell, which is also kind of a whip. Well, it is a whip for sure. But I thought that completing that inner border counted as a little mini finish. So I'm going with that. All right. So that's number 1. And I worked on that most of yesterday, which was really fun. I had a great afternoon. It was nice and relaxing. So one of the other whips that I've been working on this week is the Little House Needleworks Main Street Station. And this is going on a little while now. So as you can see, I haven't done a ton since the last time I showed you, but I have put, finally been able to start the train, which I think is really sweet. And another tree up here. So sort of only minimal progress, but still every little stitch counts, right? I think it counts. This one I really intend to finish. This is probably going to be the thing that I want to finish first over my holiday next week. Let's get this finished up because I really would like to actually turn it into a project bag before the holidays are over. We'll see. Either that or it will end up in my FO pile to finish next year. We'll see. It's all good. That's okay. All right, next. I had an exciting start this weekend, and I think you all know about it because lots of you are joining in on the bandwagon here. This is the Ink Circles Tapestry. This is a stitch along, and we started on the 16th, which was Saturday, just this Saturday past. This is a no rules stitch along. So if you didn't start with us on the 16th, that's a-okay. You can jump in anytime. Oh, I just love it. The colors in it are so amazing. I am stitching this as charted with the overdyed floss, overdyed variegated cotton floss that Ink Circles charted for this design. They're fantastic. I mean, the colors are amazing, just incredible. So some people have asked, how do you organize your floss for a project? When I use variegated floss, I use the Flossaway bags. So all of my floss colors for this design are each in an individual little baggie. Now, you could very easily, just as easily use Ziploc bags, those little sandwich bags. They're the same, right? Of course, and just, punch a little hole in the top. Kathy at Thread and I sells these, and so that's why I use these because, well, I like to put a few pennies in her pocket. So that's why I use the Flossaway bags, not because they're any better or for any other reason other than Kathy sells them. That's it. So my floss, and now you get to see my start. So I of course put this on the longest set of scroll rods that I have for my floor frame. So the scroll rods are way longer than my fabric, as you can see. I have lots of space, but that's okay. And this is actually the bottom left corner. That's where I started. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. This is 32 count Belfast linen in the dirty linen colorway. Flosses is charted, and I am in love with it. From the very first stitch, I started with the pink. That's Briar Rose, I think. Is that yeah, Gentle Arts Briar Rose. From the very first stitch, I thought, oh yes, this is going to be good. And it has not disappointed. This green, that's Piney Woods, and I love it. I just love it. Look at that color variegation in there. It's subtle, but it's so beautiful. It's just perfect. I love it so much. So again, we have a hashtag on Instagram for this stitch along. It's hashtag ICTapestry. And I'm really hoping that you'll join in with us. If you're already working on this piece, tag us in your photos so that we can see how far along you are, so that you'll be a little bit of inspiration for those of us who are much further behind. So there you go. Now, I did not bring it downstairs with me to show you, but the thing that I wanted to talk about next actually is going to lead me into the next thing that I want to talk about. My friend Adrienne, one of the fiber friends, gifted me on Friday's podcast episode a little tool that many of you have seen, and I think it's put out by Blue Ribbon Designs. It's the measuring tool, that little thin square plastic that has the 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch measurements on it, and it's just a little clear see-through square, like a plexiglass square. And Adrienne is one of the best gift givers you will ever meet, because she remembers everything, and she tucks little presents away for you all year long that she thinks that she listens really well, and she tucks these things away for you. And so she must have seen me either discuss it with someone else or, like it on an Instagram post. I don't know how she knew that I had said, oh, I really should get one of those, but she got me one. And she tucked it in a Christmas gift for me on Friday. And so this was the first design that I got to use it for. And man, it seems like such a simple little thing, and it really is. But what a luxury to just stick it on your fabric and then stick your needle in and go. Because Kathy at Thread and I always gives me an extra 3 inches all the way around when I buy cut fabric from her shop. And so just to be able to stick that thing on there and immediately start stitching without having to measure anything was pretty sweet. So that was the first time I used that little tool, and I'm going to keep it upstairs next to my stitching chair, and I just know that I'm going to be using it a ton because it's fantastic. So that leads me to my next thing. Now, those of you who watch Ingeborg on A Stitch Too Far, and if you don't watch her, you really should, because she's fabulous. I love her podcasts. I really do feel like we're having a chat together about, a stitchy visit together. Whenever I watch her podcasts, I just love them. And her last episode on Saturday, she also in fact, it was at her urging that we started this stitch along to begin with. So she's to blame. You can blame her. Don't blame me for the enabling. You can all blame Ingeborg because it's her fault. So she was talking on Saturday about a piece that she was stitching on a black Weeks dye work linen that she didn't like, to put it mildly. She really didn't like this fabric. And so her discussion around this piece that she was working on was that, basically in a nutshell, life's too short. And I'm not going to do it because I'm not enjoying it. It doesn't make any sense to keep working on this thing that doesn't bring me any pleasure. And this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be an enjoyable hobby, not, work. And I had sort of already made a decision about another piece that I was working on. And this really nailed it home for me, because I thought, when I started this ink circles piece, when I put the first stitch into tapestry, it just felt good. It felt right. It felt like, the heavens opened and the angels sang, and it was the absolutely perfect combination of threads, fabric, pattern, design, the whole thing. Everything was just right. And I just knew that this was going to be something very good for me, something that I would not want to, feel like I had to stitch, something that really is just going to be a pleasure in the coming year, maybe 2 years. We'll see. Doesn't matter, right? I'm going to enjoy every minute of stitching it, and that's what's important. And so then that made me think, okay, you all know, if you've been watching the Friday Off the Grid, the last few weeks I've been working on Winter Quakers. And I've really been struggling with color changes and, is it dark enough? Is it too light? Is it not light enough? And I thought, you know what? This is a miss for me. This is a miss for me. And I'm not enjoying it. I am putting up with it. I am telling myself, oh yeah, it's okay. It's all right. But you know what? I don't love it. I don't have that connection. I don't have that feeling to it that I can't wait to stitch it. In fact, it's kind of like, oh, this is going to be a bit of a chore because I'm not really happy with the way things are working out. And I know I have said, I think I said on Friday that instead of starting 3 stitches over, I started 3 inches over. I started 2 inches in. Well, with that handy dandy tool that Adrian bought me, it became very apparent that actually I only started 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches in from the edge. Not 2, not even 2. This is only 1.5 inches. I way overestimated. Like I thought, oh, it's tight, but it's at least 2 inches. Neil won't have any trouble. I put that tool on the fabric. This is only 1.5 inches. That's not good. Especially when I know full well I have 3 full inches of selvage on both sides. That's ridiculous. I love the bird. But I'm just tolerating this. The inner dark purple I really like. The light stuff I'm not happy with. So this is a miss for me. I am going to thread and eye tomorrow, and I am going to be buying new fabric for this design. This is a 40 count natural linen, which I love, and I will use this. In fact, I already have plans for it. Those of you who have watched the last few episodes know that I'm a really big fan of, now for Ingeborg, I'm going to try and say his name properly, Jakob. Anglified, I'm going to call him Jacob, and he is modern folk embroidery. His designs are stunning. So modern folk embroidery, I have some Christmas designs that I purchased last year from him, and this fabric will be absolutely perfect for his designs because they are monochromatic, and I can already tell from my cardinal, from my bird, that I'm going to love a bright, rich red on this fabric. So I am going to do one of his Christmas designs. In fact, I can probably fit 2 Christmas designs on this fabric because it's such a nice large piece. So it won't go to waste, and I know that I'll be happy with it. I know that it will be beautiful and something that I will have that instant connection with, the same as tapestry. So what I'm going to do at Thread and Eye, I still love my threads. I still love my floss toss that I did for that piece. These are my colors. So I did my own conversion. I think the original called for Valdani, pretty sure, Valdani threads. Kathy doesn't sell Valdani threads, so I did my own little conversion, similar colors. And I'm going to buy some, either a grayish blue or a nice, wintry blue fabric instead. So, and I'm also going to do it on 32 count and not 40. So it's going to be a lot bigger, but I think that's the way to go. And I'm going to take my threads with me when I choose the fabric to make sure, again, though I did that the first time. But you know what? Life's too short. It's not right, and I'm not going to continue with it. So actually when I made that decision, I felt a little bit of relief because it was kind of stressing me out. And I thought, this is really bizarre. This is just stitching. This should not stress you out. So once I made that decision to give it a miss and not feel guilty about it, but already plan ahead for how I'm going to use that fabric so the fabric doesn't end up in a heap at the bottom of my closet, then I felt quite good about it. So that's that. And yeah, so carry on. All right, so this Friday coming up, what am I going to work on this Friday? Well, my Prairie Schooler Santa is still coming along, and I would like to finish that before before the end of this year. So actually, I guess that's 2 pieces that I would like to have finished by the end of 2017. My Little House Needleworks railway station and the other Woodland Santa that I've been working on. So, and I know I've done a number of episodes with the Woodland Santa, but I think there's still a number of you still working on your Prairie Schooler Santas. So how about on Friday, I work on that for one last week. And then that'll be it for 2017 with the Prairie Schooler Woodland Santas. Because I promise there will be something different next time. As far as Vlogmas goes, this is going to be a very good week. I will be announcing the winners of both of my pattern giveaways from last week. I have a Mirabilia Santa and also the Prairie Schooler, what's it called? Holiday. Oh dear. It's completely escaped me, but you know which one I mean. The one with Santa in his sleigh with the reindeer. I'm giving that, I'm passing the stash for that one. So those, I will be announcing the winner tomorrow on tomorrow's Vlogmas episode. What I have planned for this week, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, will be English paper piecing. And I have the project in mind. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And I'm kind of looking forward to it, to seeing what it's going to turn out like, because I've never attempted anything like this before, but it's very simple. So that will be tomorrow. Tuesday is English paper piecing. Wednesday is going to be with Miss Patty. And I have had a lot of questions about a very specific thing that Miss Patty showed us all during her house tour. So all I can say is, if you asked me a question about a specific thing about Miss Patty and something that she showed us, I have a feeling that you will be very, very pleased with Wednesday's episode. And that's all I'm going to say. So that's Wednesday with Miss Patty. And then Thursday is going to be Tamari. And I am going to show you, some more about Tamari, which is an amazing craft. It really is. It's a beautiful craft. This will not be a tutorial per se, because it would be quite involved for me to provide a bunch of video tutorials on Tamari. And frankly, there are already some very good ones out there. So Thursday is going to be an introduction to what it is. I'm going to show you some of the ones that I've done. I'm going to point you in the right direction for a few tutorials, a few books that I love and would really recommend if you're interested in further information. And then, that's about it. So other than that, Friday will be Friday Off the Grid. Join the Facebook group, Friday Off the Grid. It is a closed group. Just send me a request and we'll get you in there. The Friday Off the Grid, the Off the Grid weekend party is becoming quite a lot of fun. We now have Ginger Gerald is on Saturday with the after party. We have Bendy, Stitchy, Michelle, with the Sunday Off the Grid brunch on Sunday morning. And now Letitia has joined in. She's the party crasher. So she posted a video on Sunday evening. I still have yet to join her with her party crasher video. She makes me laugh, that Letitia. Wait till you see the screen capture on her party video, because it's classic. Nicely done, Letitia. Other than that, we have a new one coming to us from Korea, from overseas, from Linda. And Linda is going to be joining us with, oh my goodness, the name has escaped me. I'll put it up here. She's still working on, I think she wanted some new special thing to put on for her recording purposes before she put up her video. I went and looked it up because I wanted to put this in. The video coming from Linda will be called the Overseas Happy Hour, which is awesome. And we also have Abby Bellastitch on Monday with The Hangover. You're welcome. You people are so funny and so fun. I love it. This has really been a really crazy ride. And it's such a great community of people getting together on the weekend to stitch. And it doesn't matter when your weekend is. If your weekend is Tuesday to Thursday because you work the traditional weekend, well, we're all still partying on the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. So come and join us. And yeah, I'll see you over there. So I will not be putting up a video on Christmas Day. I will be putting out a video next Friday for another Stitch With Me video, but I'll talk more about that on Friday, and maybe a few other little extra surprises that I've got planned for next week, during the week, but not on Christmas Day. So whatever you celebrate, happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful time ahead with your family and your friends and your stitching, most importantly. Okay, maybe not most importantly, but I hope you have a great week. And I'll see you soon. Happy stitching.